Hey, what's going on, everybody? Mill here with another post-game show on the Big Nick Energy YouTube channel. Welcome in everyone from everywhere, Twitter, YouTube, all welcome in. Unfortunately, this one was a loss for the Knicks. They lost to the Dallas Mavericks 122-108, but I'm pretty sure we all expected that. The Knicks were severely undermanned tonight. They were running on a 8-man rotation until Isaiah Hartenstein got hurt and left the game. So then there were 7 players left, and I'm sure none of us expected the Knicks to come out here and to be able to pull this off, running on so little few people they have on that team. But they did put up a pretty good fight. I'll give them that, especially in that fourth quarter there. They were making a little bit of a comeback. They cut it to 10, and there was good energy there. They were definitely trying their best. With what they could do. Honestly, it's tough, especially when you're undermanned going against a team like the Dallas Mavericks, who have superstars between Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving himself, who torched us the last time we played the Dallas Mavericks. But we'll get into all of it. And I just want to say, obviously, Isaiah Hartenstein left the game. If you didn't know, he has a sore left Achilles, and we don't really know the timetable yet for that injury. I'm guessing he will be out a few games. Honestly, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised, because in the broadcast they mentioned that was something that was aggravating him before. It is something he's dealt with in the past, has missed a few games for, and it was bothering him. So the fact that he aggravated again tonight, I don't think that's good news for us. I definitely think that he will be out a few games with the sore left Achilles injury. It really hurts to lose another player, because we already have lost so many people, and we lost Jalen Brunson so recently as well. So to lose Isaiah Hartenstein, another huge piece of this team, huge factor, it hurts. And I'm so glad that we made trades today to get some extra players on this team, because we need it. We desperately need it. I don't even know what's going on with all these injuries. It's like the plague or something. It's literally like a disease just spreading everywhere. Everyone's getting hurt somehow, some way. What's up, Ace? He said, my favorite fellow Knicks fan. The New York Knicks injured tonight loss shouldn't even count against our record. It shouldn't, especially because we literally had 7 guys that were able to play after Isaiah Hartenstein left, and it shouldn't. And the guys that we traded for today, Alec Burks, Bojan Bogdanovic, they couldn't even make it here on time. They couldn't make it for tonight. So if only we could just scratch this loss and then not have it on our record. But I'm okay with taking this loss. I know how undermanned we were. I didn't expect us to win, honestly. With going against the Mavericks, who are a pretty good team, especially when they have Luka Doncic playing. He didn't play against us last time, but he played tonight, and he played great. It's hard to stop an amazing scorer like him. And it's just, we had too many guys out. Like, that's as simple as it is. That's pretty much it. What's up, Teresa? And Benjamin said, bro, the Mavs are the 8th seed. Quit complaining. Ben, the Mavs literally have two great players. Like, they have Luka Doncic, who's a superstar in this league, and they have Kyrie Irving, who, I don't know if you watched him the last time he played us, he torched us. Literally torched us even when we had OG Anunoby. So this was a tough team no matter what. Knicks Nation said, I hope Jalen is back on Saturday. I'll be at that game. Yeah, I hope he, well, honestly, I've seen some people say that he should just rest until the All-Star break. I don't know how that's going to go. I think we have a few more games until the All-Star break, maybe 2 or 3, but at this point, I wouldn't want him to aggravate his injury as well. And, for your sake, though, you would want to see him in person. So I know you're hoping he plays, but right now, I just want everyone to be healthy. I don't want them to make themselves more injured and be forced to play. So if he's not feeling well by Saturday, I wouldn't want him to force it. What's up, Bob? In the chat. No, I don't want to hear you guys. Like, okay, yeah, the Mavs are the 8th seed, and their defense is not great. You saw how they let the Knicks come back in that fourth quarter. The Knicks, who were like running off of just a few guys, literally seven players that were able to play, And guys like Jacob Toppin, Charlie Brown, who are from the G League, had to play for us. Yeah, their defense sucks. They let the Knicks come back and have momentum. But again, you can't deny the fact that they have some pretty good players on their team there. Players that step up too. Knicks Nation said if Jalen is not back on Saturday, then start Alec Burks at PG instead of Deuce. That's pretty interesting, honestly. And I'm curious to see what they do. I'm really curious because with so many injuries, it's hard to have a set rotation right now. And obviously, we have a lot of depth on this team, adding those players, and we have the full list of who's on our team. But it's hard to make out the rotations right now. I'm really curious how they're going to do that, especially with depending on who comes back. If Jalen comes back the next game, obviously OG's not going to be out. I don't know if you guys heard as well. They announced today that OG had surgery. I don't know if he had it today, but they made the announcement that he had surgery. And I'm trying to pull up that right here because I want to read the full thing. It all came out of nowhere, honestly. First, the Knicks trade, which we were kind of expecting something. And then the announcement that OG had surgery really caught me off guard. It said he had a successful surgery to remove a loose bone fragment from his right elbow. He will be reevaluated in 3 weeks. So not a major surgery right there. He'll be reevaluated in 3 weeks, similar to, I think, the same around time that Julius Randle will be reevaluated, honestly. That's his timetable as well. A lot of people aren't too worried about this injury. I mean, it was successful, and it's not too many weeks. It's 3 weeks. I think that's the best you could hope for after a surgery. And that definitely caught me off guard, though, because at first they listed his injury for literally a week straight, that it was elbow inflammation. And then they changed it 2 days ago or somewhere around there. And now he had surgery. So it kind of felt like we were in the dark a little bit as Knicks fans to get that announcement today. But I'm glad that it was successful. And hopefully in 3 weeks, he's good to go. The faster this Knicks team can get healthy, the better we're going to be. Bob said we are missing 5 of our starting 5 and made it a close game till 4 minutes left. But Luka is Luka. But like I said, we need a center. That's the only real need we need right now. Yes, especially because we just lost Hartenstein. I'm sure he's going to be out a few more games. And Taj Gibson was out there trying to be our center for a whole quarter, and that didn't really work out. He looked gassed out there. He looked exhausted. They had to take him out and put Precious in at the 5. So we do have Precious as our option, and we used to have Hartenstein, but assuming that Hartenstein is not going to play the next game, it'll be just Precious and Taj Gibson again, which that really sucks for Taj. You know, to be playing that many minutes at his age, I'm sure he didn't expect that. Hit Him Up said, this is what happened when Tibbs plays his players over 45 minutes, run them into the ground, all Derrick Rose. Honestly, it's such a tricky situation because I know a lot of teams run 9-man rotations. They probably don't go as hard as Tibbs does and play their players over 45 minutes a night, but he's definitely been doing that this season, and mainly it's because we're undermanned. I mean, you guys saw it before Jalen got hurt. He was playing a lot of minutes. He was the best player on our team without Julius, without OG, and he had to step up. He had to lead. That's why he was playing so many minutes. But yeah, they're definitely playing a lot. And could Tibbs manage minutes better? Possibly. I mean, in that Memphis Grizzlies game, he was running an 8-man rotation, which that wasn't necessary. It wasn't necessary to run an 8-man rotation against the Memphis Grizzlies, who are not a great team. And you could let some other guys play. I know that game is tricky because in the fourth quarter, our lead got cut pretty quick. But still, he usually runs a 9-man rotation, but he ran an 8 for that game. And these guys they're playing a lot of minutes. Tonight, Precious Achiuwa played 41 minutes. McBride played 45 exact. DiVincenzo played 43. Josh Hart played 39, so nearly 40. It's literally because we're undermanned. Tonight, we did not have anyone on the bench, really. We had 2 guys. So I get what you're saying, though. Hit Him Up. I get what you're saying. Bob said Mitchell, Hart, OG, Brunson, Randall, all starters, just saying. Yeah, we were. I was watching the TNT post game for a little bit, and Kenny was saying to say that we were undermanned tonight. That was a little bit. We were shorthanded. That's an understatement right there. That was a severe understatement to say we were shorthanded. We're missing some of our best players tonight, and to expect a win from us, that you just can't have too much confidence in a game like tonight. Bob said also Tim Hardaway Jr. is working well in the Dallas offense. Yeah, I mean from the two games they've played against us, he's played well. Especially that first game where Luka was out and it was him and Kyrie pretty much stealing the show. But tonight Hardaway had 19 points, and I mean Luka Doncic had 39. Kyrie had 16. Quiet game for him. He didn't go off like last time. But Luka definitely did, and he pretty much shut us down in that fourth quarter when we had a little bit of momentum. We were coming back, hitting some threes, and he hit a few threes consecutively that shut us down. Tough threes too, but that's just what he does. He's a great scorer. Jason said, will our new players be available for the next game? Well, I heard someone say that they'll be available. They're going to be here Saturday. That's a few days away, so that's more than enough time for them to be available for the Knicks. That's like what we have Friday, and I mean, it's not like we're playing tomorrow again, so it's enough time for them to be playing on Saturday against the Pacers. Hannah Up said Knicks should go after Donovan Mitchell or Zach LaVine this offseason. Yeah, well, it all depends on if we have the room for that, if we have the space for it, because I'm not a big contract person. I don't really pay attention that much to the money side of the team's contracts and everything, but we have to have the money and we have to have the space. So with the two guys we just got, Bogdanovich, Burks, and it's all going to go down. I don't think we can. It's going to be tough because Donovan Mitchell, I'm not sure what he's making right now, but he's definitely making a lot of money. We'd have to pay him a lot of money as well, so we'll see what happens. But I don't know if they're going to go down that road again. We already went through that road where we wanted to get Donovan Mitchell. Didn't happen. Zach LaVine, on the other hand, I don't know. He's super, super injury prone. Pretty sure he's injured right now. I don't want Zach LaVine, if I'm being honest. Jason B said, I bet if Fournier was still on the team, Tibbs would not have played him tonight. I think you're right, honestly. Tibbs had something against Fournier, and even Toppin didn't play that many minutes tonight. We all thought this was going to be Toppin's game, but he only played 12 minutes. And he did score his first points in the NBA, so good for him. It was a dunk. But I think you're right, Jason. Even when we're undermanned, like the last game you saw it against the Grizzlies, we were undermanned, and still Tibbs was running an 8-man rotation. We had Fournier on the bench. We had other guys between Jacob Toppin, Fournier, and even Ryan, but he was still running that 8-man rotation. Knicks are going to be tough. They are. They definitely are. We added some great pieces today. I'm sure you guys are well aware that earlier in the day, the Knicks traded for Alec Burks and Bojan Bogdanovic. They sent away Quentin Grimes, Evan Fournier, Ryan Arcidiacono, Malachi Flynn, and 2 second-rounders. So, yeah, we sent away a lot, but that was a great trade. We didn't give up a first for them. We didn't give up a first to them, so that's just great right there. And it's a little sad to see Quentin Grimes go because I definitely liked him as a player, and he was huge for us last season. He was a starter for a really long time for us, the entirety of last season. And, he made some big plays. He had some big moments in the playoffs as well. So a little bit sad to see him go, as it was to see RJ and Quickly go, and even going back to Toppin in the summer. All the kids are gone now, but we have to move forward with what we have. And I'm really excited about what we have. Even though we're dealing with a lot of injuries right now, I think that once everyone is healed up, which I think will be in time for the playoffs, this is going to be a scary team we have. We have so much depth to our team, a lot of key pieces, and I'm really looking forward to seeing them all healthy, playing together. And I'm hopeful that we will be that we will be healthy, because they even said Mitchell Robinson, if everything goes right, he'll start practicing on the court after All-Star break. Julius Randle, he doesn't have to have surgery, so that's good news right there. And he's healing. He'll be reevaluated in a few weeks, as well as OG, who got surgery and will be reevaluated in 3 weeks. And Jalen Brunson, I don't think his ankle injury is serious. I'm pretty sure he's going to miss just a few more games, nothing like a few weeks. And who else are we missing? Who else is injured? Well, Isaiah Hartenstein went down today with sore left Achilles, but I'm not sure the timeline on that injury. I know that's something he was dealing with before. Could be a few games. I'll have to look it up after, and we'll have to look out for updates. But that's one that definitely concerns me, because we can't be out both Mitchell Robinson and Hartenstein. That just would not be great for us. Bob said, no, start Deuce. He needs to work on his development. Let him start, rest Brunson. No need to play Brunson against Indiana. If Brunson is not 100%, I honestly don't think he should even play. I really don't. I know that we will drop in the standings if we continue to lose, but right now, I'm not that concerned about that, because I know we will climb back up there once we have healthy players. And once and we'll have Alec Burks and Bojan Bogdanovic for the Saturday game against the Pacers. So honestly, you're right. If let Deuce start, if Jalen Brunson is going to be out, he still needs development. He definitely still does. He struggles in certain aspects of his game, mainly his playmaking. So I would definitely like to develop Deuce more now than ever, because he's one of the only kids we have left on the team right now. Him and Sims, but he's in the rotation. He's getting minutes. So yeah. What's good, Almighty? Tough loss tonight, but as expected. I didn't think we were going to win this one. If we did, that would have been a miracle, honestly. Let's see some more comments over here. Ace said, happy Kobe and Gigi Day, Millie. Yeah, I didn't even realize it until I saw the little segment they were doing before the Knicks game where they unveiled his statue. I didn't realize that it's February 8th, and it's 2/8/24. That's crazy. Happy Kobe and Gigi Day, and the statue looks great, honestly. Gosh, the Nets fans are really, really storming this chat here with everything. Jason said, who should we target in the buyout market? We should get Nerlens Noel and drop Taj. I haven't checked on Nerlens, honestly, and I haven't really heard anything from him. Let's check on him really quick. What team is he playing for? I'm looking it up on ESPN. So, yeah, I mean, maybe anyone would probably be a better option than Taj Gibson, because Taj Gibson, no offense, is really, really old, and I don't think he can last a whole quarter out there, which he was forced to do today when Hartenstein went back to the locker room. He looked gassed out there. He wasn't able to pretty much do anything besides just run back and forth. And let's see. Okay, so Noel is actually not on a team right now. I'm looking at his stats, and the last stats recorded were from last season. So he's not on a team right now, but could be an option. It'd be crazy if we're just getting everyone back from that 2021 team that went to the playoffs. That'd be insane. Alec Burks, Taj Gibson. I mean, we dropped Taj, but to get him, but yeah. Bob said Tibbs doesn't have the players to play more than 9. With these injuries, he has been making adjustments and have different rotations. Injuries are limited. limiting us, and we are on a path to be a 3 seed. We definitely are on that path once everyone is able to become healthy. And that's the number one thing right now. I know a lot of people are talking about Tibbs' coaching decisions and how he distributes minutes and all of that. It's really tough as a coach to do that when you're so undermanned. Obviously, you just want to have your best guys out there for the entirety of the game, and he would. He pretty much did that tonight. I mean, let's look again. DiVincenzo played 43 minutes tonight, and McBride played 45. Josh Hart played 40. Precious played 41. Out of everyone on the team tonight, those were the best guys you had, and they played almost the entire game right there. So it's so difficult when you don't have a lot of options. But I do think that, and I spoke about this before, that in the Memphis game, there were other people we could have utilized in that game instead of running the 8-man rotation. Bob said, Hart, another triple-double. Thank you, Hart. Yeah, I heard he got another triple-double. This is his second in a week, I believe. I remember the first one he got was 10 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. So congrats to him. Let's see what it was. It was 23 points tonight, 12 assists, 10 rebounds. He played pretty good. He honestly tried his best. He was 8 for 22 from the field, 3 for 8 from the three-point line, and he definitely stepped up tonight and tried to do what he could. Being that the best offensive scorers were hurt right now between Julius Randle, Jalen Brunson, and shout out DiVincenzo, who just lit it up tonight, playing like Steph Curry from the three-point line. Was 7 for 12 from the three-point line. He had 7 three-pointers. He was 13 for 26 from the field, and in total he had 36 points, along with 3 assists, 2 rebounds. So impressive game by DiVincenzo. As of late, he's been playing phenomenal, and especially just being able to score the ball. He's been scoring it really well. I mean, 36 points. I really wanted him to hit 40. I don't know if that would be his first 40-point game in the NBA. I'm not sure about that stat there, but it would have been nice to hit 40 for him. But again, he's playing great, especially from the three-point line. You really can't ask for more than what he's doing. And I'm super impressed by his basketball, by his game recently. I just hope he can keep it up, and let's hope we don't lose another player to injuries. He's on a roll right now. Let's just hope that doesn't happen. Bob said it was a good fight till the 4 minutes. It really was. They pretty much tried to stay as close as they could. And even in that fourth quarter, before the 4-minute mark, like you just said, they were fighting really hard. They were trying to come back. They had momentum, and the Garden was pumping them up. They were trying their best. They just fell short, and that happens when you don't have the key pieces to your team. That happens, but they tried. Donte had how much? Wow, Donte, who are you? Yeah, he had 36. And this is like his 6th game in a row. I think he scored more than 20. They were showing his last 6 before the game started, and they were all over 20, so I'm pretty sure. He's been super impressive. Almighty said, I cannot wait to see this fully healthy Knicks team along with Boyan and Burks. Me too. That's what I'm looking forward to. That's what I'm holding on to right now, because I know it looks bad with the amount of guys we have out right now, and especially hearing that OG had surgery recently. It's bad. It sounds bad, but I would rather it happen now than it happen right before the playoffs start or during the playoffs. So I'm really glad it's happening in this moment, and hopefully we can hope that it doesn't happen again. But they're going to be healthy. They're going to be healthy before the season ends. That's what I believe. They're dealing with it now. Julius Randle and OG Anunoby will be reevaluated in 3 to 4 weeks. For OG, it's 3 weeks. For Julius Randle, I think they said 3 weeks as well, 3 to 4, but a week has passed, so it might be 3 now. And Mitchell Robinson's expected to start on-court activities after All-Star break. It's looking good for us. It's looking good, the progress everyone's making. Jalen Brunson's ankle injury is not serious. So we can only hope that they get healthy fast. The faster, the better. And Bob said, but Gibson looked tired. I think he would have played Fournier. Yeah, Gibson looks super tired out there. And when Hartenstein wasn't coming back to the bench, I was a little scared for Gibson because for a second I forgot that Precious can play the 5 too. And I was wondering, would Gibson have to play this entire second half? Because I literally think he'd collapse out there if he had to. Jonathan said, honestly, Millie, I would get it till one more season for the title because I would like all our players, start and bench to be 100%. Well, I think we're going to contend for the title this season if everyone's able to become healthy in a few weeks, because even in a few weeks, let's say we give everyone 2 months, that's still before the playoffs. So we have time. And I think this is the year we contend, because look at how much depth we have on our team right now. I don't remember the last time we've had this many key pieces. I know everyone's saying, oh, yeah, we have a lot of role players, but we don't have superstars. And I think you're wrong in that aspect, because when Jalen Brunson is on the court, he is a star to me, and he can get to that level. He can play like a superstar most nights. So that's where I think some people are wrong. I mean, yeah, we don't have players like who are we thinking of that's a superstar? Oh, Joel Embiid. We don't have Joel Embiid right now. We don't have Giannis. We obviously don't have guys like that, but we have Jalen Brunson, who can step up to a level similar to that, especially in crunch time. We saw him do it in the playoffs last year. He can do it. Bob said this is the time to develop the bench the next 5 games. Go out and get a center. And are you saying Killian Hayes? We have 2 extra roster spots. We need to have the bench develop so when our players come back. Yeah, I definitely agree. And I've seen some people say, like, just don't play Jalen Brunson until after the All-Star break. And I don't know. I feel like I kind of agree with it. I think right now is a great time, like you said, to develop the bench, get their chemistry going, especially adding 2 pieces right now, Alec Burks and Bogdanovic. Let them, click with the other guys, develop that chemistry, and let's see what they can do. I mean, obviously, we know that Alec Burks is a great veteran, and he will get you buckets off the bench. He will get you those buckets. Bogdanovic has been averaging over 20 for this season, so another great scorer to add. But I really want to see when they come here, especially Saturday. I think that's when they'll debut, and I want to see what they can do for us and how they'll fit in. Ace said we have 2 open roster spots so we can sign some players in the buyout market. That's helpful because just we need, like, we're severely undermanned, so we need it. Paris said standings don't mean more than being healthy last 12 games. And Paris said sign Dwight Howard. That's an interesting take. Haven't really seen anyone say that before. Dwight Howard, I'm not totally against it. I mean, I'm honestly surprised he's not in the NBA. I think he's overseas right now. But definitely an option. I mean, I think that would be a better option than Taj Gibson. James Lee said, y'all fans should give Donte MVP chance. Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't tonight. I mean, he had 36 at the end of the game, and the Guardian loves to give everyone MVP chance. It doesn't matter who you are. They just love to do it. Hit him up said, I was pretty upset we didn't get DeJounte Murray and PJ Washington. I think Tibbs is really the GM instead of Rose. Yeah, I know a lot of fans were disappointed we didn't get Murray because a lot of fans were set on him for so long, ever since that rumor initially came out, like weeks ago, and maybe even over a month ago. It came out that we could possibly get him before the trade deadline. I was supporting that trade as well. I was here for it, and I'm just no one did it. So he's gonna stay there, and maybe in the offseason he'll go somewhere else. Brian said, we gotta tread water until the core gets back. Yep, agree, Brian. And Almighty said, not gonna lie, I want Sexton. I feel like right now, McBride, that would be a little. I don't know. I'm not saying they're similar, but I think right now McBride should be getting the minutes and let him develop. Someone mentioned it earlier, like let him develop. If we were to get Sexton, obviously he would take over his minutes, I mean, we still have 2 open roster spots. James Lee said, has any team won with Brunson as their best player? You mean like a championship? Because obviously no. But I think you're referring to what I was talking about earlier when I was saying that I think Brunson can be on the next level that we need him to be, because we don't have guys like Joel Embiid or Giannis. So no team has won with Brunson as their best player, but you can't deny the fact that Brunson is an amazing player. And if you deny that, then you're just not a Knicks fan, because we've seen him step up in the playoffs last year, literally averaged 30 plus in that Heat series, and he carried them. He tried to do his best. He got to a game 6. They tried their best. I mean, he did. And this season, he's elevated his game even more. He's literally been in the MVP conversations before he got hurt. And he's an all-star this season. He's been on a different level. I know no team has won with him as their best player, but he's been phenomenal. And I think that with the way he's going, I wouldn't underestimate him right now. OG, Brunson, Randall, and a superstar in the offseason, possibly better than Brunson, and then that's a championship team. And well, yeah, of course that's a championship team, and that's what we were trying to get DeJounte, because there were thoughts that he would push this, elevate this team even more. But we can't do that right now. That's why I'm saying that we're contending for a championship this season. Obviously, in the offseason, it's a different time, but this season we're contending for it as well with the pieces we just got. And with a healthy Julius Randle and a healthy Brunson, the hopes are that we can make it to at least the Eastern Conference Finals. We could somehow get there with our healthy squad. And Parrish said, Villanova won 2 college championships. You're right about that. I mean, NBA and college are 2 different things, but he did win 2 NCAA tournaments. Bob said, also Spencer Dinwiddie might be going to Dallas after he is waived. Yeah, I saw him sitting behind the Dallas bench, which was honestly so strange to see. He's not signed with them right now. He's not on their team officially, so it's a little strange to see an active NBA player just kind of sitting on the sidelines, not with either team. Juan said DeMarcus over Dwight. Oh yeah, definitely. I've those 2 players, third options. I don't think DeMarcus is in the league as well. It's really surprising to me that neither of those players are in the league, just because. I mean, I know they're older, obviously. DeMarcus is 33. Looking at his stats right now. I mean, the last time he played was 2021, 22. So it's been a few years since he's been in the league. But it's crazy because Taj Gibson is older than him, yet he's still on the Knicks and he's getting minutes. He literally has to step up and be huge for us in this next span of games without Isaiah Hartenstein possibly, and without Mitchell Robinson. Mark said, hey, concerned about injuries now. Yeah, we're dealing with a lot of injuries between OG, Randall, Mitch, Brunson, which I don't think is serious at all. I think it's like a few games he'll be out. And now Isaiah Hartenstein, who left the game, or who didn't return to the game after he left with a sore left Achilles. Really sucks to hear that. And he did land awkwardly after he shot the ball. You could tell right away that he didn't like the way he landed. It was awkward. And let's see. James said, I have confidence that Brunson can improve and be the best player on a championship team. I have confidence too. I mean, for so long, people doubted him. They just straight up doubted him, and they continue to do. They disrespected him. I definitely see a lot more coverage on Brunson ever since he got the All-Star nod. But this season, he's been phenomenal. Like, you can't deny that. You can't. He's literally been on a different level. And to deny that, or just to say it's because he's too small, it's not fair to him. It's really not. Mark said if everyone is healthy, they have a shot now. Yeah, we do have a shot. After we got the pieces we did today, I think it's no guarantee. We do have a shot. Brian said, I say by 2026 with this roster and with how cheap every contract we have is, we get to a finals in 2 seasons for sure. Yeah, I mean, definitely in a few years it could be better. We have better chances, and possibly, like someone mentioned before, in an off season we will get a true superstar that everyone says. But right now, well, let's just stick to this season with what we have. Yeah, we're going through injuries, but these guys are expected to be healthy in a month. They're literally expected 3 weeks, 3 to 4. Mitch will be back after All-Star. Well, not back right away to playing, but he'll start practicing and everything. So why aren't we talking about this season? Truly, why aren't we saying that this season we can contend for a chip? We've never seen, I mean, Julius Randle last playoffs was not healthy. We know that he got injured right before the playoffs started, and he had ankle surgery in June. So that whole playoff run, he was not healthy. If he can be healthy for this postseason, for this year's postseason, that could be huge. And it will also be the ultimate test. We'll be able to see if he can truly step up and not be a playoff dropper. A huge test for him this postseason. Let's read a few more comments here. Bob said, look, Knicks fans, let's be real. This team is a 50-win team and an Eastern Conference Finals appearance. We need to be above the noise and not add to it. Yeah, we're definitely headed towards the direction of a 50-win season. And look, I'm going to say it. Like I said it a million times this stream already. If our guys can get healthy, then we have the ability to get there. It all depends on if we have healthy players, because right now we don't have any, basically. What someone said, when Randall, OG, and Mitch back, we're gonna be good. Exactly. It's as simple as that. As simple as that. I mean, like, literally, when we get back, Mitchell Robinson, Isaiah Hartenstein, that position right there is on lock. That's a very strong position. Isaiah Hartenstein has been huge. So to have both of them back and healthy, they're just going to bully and body everyone in the playoffs like they did to the Cavaliers. Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. They both did that. Hit him up said, if people want LeBron and the Knicks, they're not true Knicks fans. Yeah, there were so much rumors about that when he I don't even know how that started. I think it literally started with Stephen A. Smith saying that the Knicks would be a contending team with LeBron on our team. And that I don't even know why that rumor started because of Stephen A. Smith saying that. That just didn't make sense. There was no official report that LeBron wanted to come to the Knicks or that he's interested. He's not even interested. He's not. I mean, it was all just rumors, and it stirred up so much drama. Knicks fans were going after each other, saying if like this. Like I saw a lot of tweets like this saying if you want LeBron on the Knicks, you're a fake fan because if you didn't want him, if he didn't want us back then, why would you want him now? So much discourse around that. But he's not coming to the Knicks right now. Obviously, he wasn't traded here before the deadline, and I just don't think he's interested in coming here. Keyshawn said that this team, when healthy, is definitely top 3 in the East. I think, yeah, we're definitely top 3. I mean, we were the 3rd seed for like about a day, I think, or a day or two. We weren't there very long because we lost a game, and then the Cavs came up, took that spot. But we are a 3rd seed. We got there before, so we can get there again. And especially as you mentioned it, when this team is healthy, I even think we could possibly reach for the 2nd seed. Teresa said it's going to be fun watching this team play. It will be. It definitely will be. I know this was not the best game to watch tonight with missing so many people, but they still tried their best. Josh Hart tried his best. He had a triple-double tonight. DiVincenzo had 36 tonight. It was fun watching them go off a little bit. And McBride, if you saw his poster, that was nice. Real nice dunk there. There were some nice highlights to the game. But they did struggle. They really did struggle being, having no one on that bench. If you saw the bench, there was literally, I mean, besides Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson, there was like 2 guys that could play. And Jason B said, if we make the finals, Leon Rose will be executive of the year. He's made some really great moves. Honestly, he probably deserves it. Bob said it's due to injuries. That's why I don't think we're more than a Eastern Conference Finals appearance team. Facts are we are just a team. We are, as a team, always injured during playoffs. IQ, Randall, Grimes. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's definitely due to injuries. The whole topic right now is injuries. That's literally what we're going through right now. Without injuries, we're headed in that direction. James said Julius is a stud. He's a bully. I made a compilation of 5 minutes straight. Literally 5 minutes straight of him just bullying people in the league, players in the league, bodying them, pushing them to get the bucket. He's a really strong player. Brian said, I don't know if we are beating the Bucks, Celtics, and Philly in the playoffs with this team. We are a 50-win team who can reach a conference final, and that's about it. I think we could possibly beat the 76ers, depending, especially depending on if Joel Embiid comes back. I know he is going through his injury right now, and he's going to be out a few weeks. So all depends on that. If he's going to miss the playoffs or not, I'm not sure. I think we'd be able to take that series. Even if he plays, I still think there's a slight chance, or a good chance, we could take that series. And the Bucks is another team that I do think we have a chance against. The only one that I really don't know about is the Celtics, because we have not won a game against them yet this season. But also, mind you, the first few times we played against them were in the beginning of the season with a completely different team. So if we play the Celtics again, it's actually coming up. I think the next time we play them, I think it's the end of this month. I'll have to double check on that. But the next time we play them is going to be the ultimate test to see if we can actually compete with them. But again, it won't be the ultimate test. Sorry, because we won't have players. Once again, we won't have Julius Randle, and we won't have OG most likely. So can't even base my thinking off of that game. It's hard to judge that right now. But obviously, they're one of the best. They're number one in the East. Let's get to this super chat over here. Parrish, thank you for the super chat. We appreciate the support. He said Tibbs will get all our players hurt with overuse. Hot topic right there. I've seen a lot of people talk about it, especially after the Jalen Brunson injury recently, where he turned his ankle, and it was in the fourth quarter. The Knicks were only up by 10. So it is a hot topic. And it honestly, I wonder if part of the reason that there are so many injuries is because he is playing them a lot. And maybe our players are not fully healing from these injuries. They're aggravating him more every time they're going out there and playing 40 plus minutes a night. That's definitely a concern right there. And I would say it's just hard for him right now to manage minutes when we're so undermanned. We don't have a lot of options. But it's hard to see our guys go every night and play nearly the entire game. It is. You have to wonder, like, will they be gassed by the time the playoffs come? Will they have a lingering injury that they've been dealing with for months because they are playing crazy amount of minutes every night? It's a good thing to point out, Parrish, and it is a hot topic right now. Let's get to a few more comments over here. Jason B said, this is the year Randall shows up in the playoffs. I really hope so. And I'm going to say, I'm going to agree with you that it is. After he comes back from his injury, I think that he will be somewhat healthy. I don't think he'll be 100%. I don't think so. I think in the offseason he might even do surgery. But I don't think he'll be 100% for the playoffs. Maybe somewhere between 80, 90, hopefully. But I just hope that he's able to play somewhat healthy because last postseason was not good at all. Him dealing with that ankle injury. Bob said it's him wearing a New York Knicks towel as well. Also, it's people wishing to have a legend like LeBron, so fake noise, don't add, be above. Yeah, I know he did wear the Knicks towel around his shoulders after the game, but I didn't really think too much of that. I mean, was that really a big deal right there? Don't all the players get the same towels? All the opposing players, they get Knicks towels, and yeah, maybe not wear it over your shoulders in the interview like so proudly, but he was really just, I think he was pretty much just toying with the Lakers, the Knicks. I don't think he was ever serious, and those rumors were not serious. Mark also said LeBron's train left a long time ago. Yeah, it did. Remember 2010? Brian said, Bob, I think he's talking to someone else in the chat, but he said, yeah, we can get to conference final with this team if we play beyond our capabilities, which can happen. It can happen. Look, the Knicks were on a really good run, especially in the month of January. And even in the beginning of February, we're trying. We're trying with what we can do. So they already showed that they can play above and beyond in that month of January. And it was right when we got OG too. He just added a huge presence. Like, guys, when we're forgetting so much, I think we're forgetting so much about what OG Anunoby can do for this team. He makes such a difference, and it doesn't really show up in the box score that much, but he does so much defensively. He does all the little things, and he helps on defense. He can block shots, force turnovers, steal the ball. Like, it's all those little things that make us a better team and that can make us play beyond our capabilities. Cameron said, can Jericho Sims get back next game? We have no centers. Yeah, I don't think so. They haven't mentioned anything. I haven't even seen an update going on with him? Let's see. He's dealing with the illness. Yeah, I was just thinking he didn't get hurt. He's just dealing with the illness, which is probably like the flu or something. So he was considered questionable for today. I'm hoping by Saturday he'll be available. I mean, let's say it's the flu, and I think he'll be okay by Saturday. I mean, shouldn't last that long. Bob said we can beat the Bucks. Miami show without Giannis, the Bucks ain't winning. Yeah, I do think we can compete against the Bucks, and I think the Bucks are about to lose a bunch of games because they're gonna go through a really tough schedule right now. I think in like the next few weeks. I'm just going to get through a few more comments before I begin to wrap up the post game. I've been live for 50 minutes. I'll wrap it up around an hour, I guess. Brian said each of those three teams have two dynamic players who are better than our two dynamic players, arguably. Yeah, so you're talking about the Celtics, the Bucks, and the Sixers. So, obviously our two best players are Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson. The Bucks' two best players, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. And then you commented it, so let's just read it off there. Philly has Embiid and Maxey, Celtics have Brown and Tatum, and Bucks have Dame and Giannis. Personally, I think Jalen Brunson has been better than Dame, but Giannis is incredibly hard to, put Julius Randle over Giannis. That's hard to do. But let's see. Brown and Tatum, again, really great duo. I don't think I could put them over. But Embiid and Maxey, I would put Jalen Brunson over Maxey as well. And Embiid is another similar player to Giannis that I don't think Julius Randle is above them right now. But Embiid is hurt right now. He's going to be out for the next few weeks. So we don't even know if he'll make it for the playoffs. That's a huge factor. Paris said, great job on your podcast as usual. Everyone hit those likes. Yeah, I'd really appreciate it if everyone watching can hit the like button, subscribe, keep commenting. You guys are commenting a lot. I appreciate all of it. And let's see. Bob said Tibbs coach of the month of January. Yeah, he was coach of the month. He was well deserved too. In that month, we were phenomenal. I think it was 14-3, somewhere around that. I think it was the most wins we had in a month since 1994. Oh, you guys. So someone in the comment section said, should we draft Bronny with one of our first? And everyone's saying no. Almighty said Bronny's overrated. Brian said Bronny is not a good college player. He should stay for another year. Yeah, I don't know about that decision. I haven't really watched too many of Bronny's games at USC, but I have heard a lot of discussion around him saying that he's not the best. I think they haven't won too many games. I'm curious to see if he would stay another year, though. I don't know. Would he? I'm pretty sure LeBron's ultimate goal is to play with him. So if he can get to the NBA faster, that'd be better for both of them. And James is going crazy in the chat. Okay. I see all of it. Oh, wait. I want to highlight this one. James said, obviously, Bronny is declaring. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure he was. I was just curious if he would stay another year, just because a lot of people saying he's not the best. Mark said dynamic duos. This is not NBA Jam. There's a lot of dynamic duos though, and a lot of people don't like to call Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson a dynamic duo, but they are a pretty good duo on the court together. I think they complement each other well, and Julius Randle needs Jalen Brunson by his side. He needs a point guard who can take the pressure off of him. I mean, they take the pressure off of each other. We've seen a lot of times where Julius Randle will get doubled, and then Jalen Brunson gets the green light. We've seen it the other way around, so they need each other. And I think they're underrated duo in this league. But without further ado, I will begin to wrap up and let you guys know that the next Knicks game is on Saturday against the Indiana Pacers. So that will be a 7:30 p.m. game. It'll be at MSG. Once again, we've been playing a lot of home games. A lot. So I will have another post-game show after that. Let's see if there's any more comments. Last comment. Bob said I wouldn't do it. It's more about the father and son playing than winning. The team that gets him will have to be a bad team to play. To pay LBJ. Yeah, I definitely agree. I'm not even going to think about that right now. Just I kind of just want to focus on the now and instead of thinking about drafting Bronny James. So I'm not going to do it right now. Just going to think about the pieces we got today. Alec Burks, Bojan Bogdanovic. If you don't know already, we traded for them. Bye-bye Quentin Grimes. Bye-bye Evan Fournier, Ryan Arcidiacono, Malachi Flynn. It was fun. It was fun while they were here, honestly. Quentin Grimes especially, he had a lot of good moments on this team, I would say. And he was a really nice defensive starter last season for us. But they're on to the Pistons. Good luck with that journey for them. We're on to a finals appearance with the team we have now, and a healthy team, I should say. If everyone's able to become healthy, I say we're headed towards that way. But thank you to everyone who commented in the chat, who is subscribed. I really appreciate the support. And yeah, I just mentioned it. The next game will be on Saturday. Also, I have to mention the merch that BKE sells. Go to bignickenergy.com to check out the merch. We have merch for pretty much every player. I believe there's still even merch for Coach Tibbs. Yeah, so go ahead and check it out. And have a good night, everyone.